Hi, welcome back to Ferrigno Freedom Channel. I'm Dante Ferrigno, and I am going to make a steak. I am ready for some breakfast. Today I'm going to be using the Dreo ChefMaker. I have been using the ChefMaker now for close to 9 months. Long before the Kickstarter program came out, because Dreo reached out to me and asked me if I would take a look at this product. And initially I was hesitant because I wasn't real big on getting another air fryer. I was real happy with the one I had by Power XL, and I still love that air fryer for a lot of you people that ask me about it. I think it's a great air fryer. It needs to have some kind of temperature probe, whether it's a regular probe like that or something like the Meter Plus. But when you start adding in things like the Meter Plus to the air fryer, especially when you get a 4-block like this, you wind up with something close to the price of the Dreo ChefMaker, which usually runs at $379. People say, $379 for an air fryer, are you insane? And I say, well, I probably am. But it doesn't matter because it's not just any air fryer. One, it's got a temperature probe built in. And two, it doesn't just use probe cooking, which is an option that you can do. And I have videos talking about that as well. With the probe and with some other features that it has that are pretty cool, it's got this little tank on top that you can put fresh water in, and it actually adds a little bit of moisture to the steak during a certain part of the process. It goes through several stages when it's in a chef mode. Chef mode has 2 basic settings for cooking your meat, and as a carnivore, that's all I cook in here. It will do vegetables and it will do other meats, but I pretty much only eat beef. I do eat lamb and other ruminant animals, but beef is my favorite. About 99% of everything I eat is beef. And I'm happy with that. But what I love about it is you can set it to the type of cook that you want. And it's got 2 basic settings. It's got classic mode, it's got sous vide mode. Sous vide mode is not exactly the same as cooking with sous vide, but it takes a little longer in the process because it's trying to keep the temperature even while it's cooking, which is very similar to what sous vide does. It comes out with the juiciest steak I've ever tasted. So today I'm going to cook using the sous vide mode and show you how it comes out. It makes it real easy for people who aren't real used to cooking. And even though I've gotten very used to cooking in an air fryer, I love the simplicity of the ChefMaker for making my steaks come out perfect every time, and also making my job a little easier because I need the extra time. I know a lot of you out there work maybe 1 or 2 jobs, or maybe you homeschool and you've got kids, or you've just got a lot going on in your life like I do, and anything that can save some time can be wonderful. And this ChefMaker saves me a lot of time, and I always get perfect steaks. One of the things I used to do a lot of times when I was cooking my steaks is I would overcook them some or undercook them, and I just don't get that when I use the ChefMaker. As long as I use everything right on it. Now I have had times where the probe wasn't working quite right, maybe because I had it bent up a little bit when it was going into the pot here. Because that'll block these leads up here that the probe connects to. So you got to make sure you tuck it down all the way inside. I also tried a few times where I was cooking where the steak was still a little bit frozen in the center, and I've since read the owner's manual, something that I don't always do, and I'm sure a lot of you are the same as I am on that one, that it says not to put the probe into a steak that's even partially frozen. So I had to get a new probe for one of my units. You can see I've got 2 of them, because the only thing that I have an issue with is the amount of room it has. I can fit 2 steaks in here, but it needs that airflow to really be able to get both sides of the steak cooked all the way. But you know what? I don't mind. Even though I have to have 2 of them so I can cook for my family sometimes, I still think it's a great option for making life a whole lot simpler, saving time. And if that's a premium to you, if that's a value to you, then this may be a value to you, especially with the special they've got coming up for Christmas. So let me show you how easy it is to use. Turn it on. Aside from just doing sous vide or chef mode, you could come down to probe cook and then just select what temperature you want the steak to be cooked to. You can do classic cook, which is just your basic air fryer setting, and you can of course do things like defrosting, reheating, broiling, roasting, toasting, baking, dehydrating.
There's a lot of features this thing has that I haven't really talked about a whole lot before. You can set favorites, but I find it so easy I haven't even needed to set any favorites. And then in the settings you can do some maintenance things, like do the cleaning of the water cycle. It'll take all the water out, and you can also do a cleaning mode. But I'm going to do chef mode today. Beef. Go down to ribeye, because this is a ribeye steak. And it reminds me to use the proper rack. It comes with 2 racks. Medium rare. Sous vide flavor. And it's going to calculate how long of time it needs. It's got a place for your water to go in up top here. My water's already in there. It's reminding me here to put water in the tank if I need it. And in a moment it'll tell me approximately how much time is left before it'll be ready. And after 5 minutes and 15 seconds, it has told me now that it's estimating 56 minutes. This steak is about 1.25 pounds, so I didn't weigh it, but I know it's an 1.5 inch thick ribeye. It's a decent sized steak. It doesn't have any fat cut off, so it's going to be a good, delicious steak. I can't wait to have some. And I'm going to start the timer now also to actually compare its calculated time to the actual time, so you can get a good idea of how long it would take you using sous vide mode to cook a delicious ribeye steak and have it super juicy. I mean, air fryers already tend to cause the meat to be juicier than, say, cooking it over a flame, because all the juices stay inside the air fryer and then a little bit drips down into the pan. A lot of times I'll pour that right on top. And sometimes I'll even add a little bit of this beef Wagyu tallow. Oh man, I love this on my steaks. It is so good, and there is some benefits to having the monounsaturated fats in there. So I don't have a problem with it, and I think it's wonderful. As a matter of fact, I even sometimes dip my Carnivore crisps into this fat just to get a little bit of an extra, it's like a dipping sauce for your Carnivore crisps. But I love that Wagyu beef fat. So it's down to 54 now. We'll see how it comes out, and I'll show you how quick and easy you can get a delicious steak with the Dreo ChefMaker. Okay, here at 32 minutes, it just moved into the achieving doneness stage. I know it says 31 minutes, but it took me a minute to get the camera ready. You can hear it spraying the water right now. And now here at 40 minutes in, it's entered the pre-sear mode. It shows 19 minutes left, so it's going to be pretty close to the estimated time so far. But I've noticed when it gets closer to the end, sometimes it can still be just a little bit off. And now here at 55 minutes in, it's in the browning stage. It shows 5 minutes left on the timer. I'm at 55 minutes and 40 seconds total. It is taking a little longer than your typical air fryer, but like I said, it's in the sous vide setting. The classic mode setting would be much closer to your standard air fryer setting, and really when I'm using the air fryer mode on here, sometimes I'll cook it at 450 degrees because I'm in a hurry, and I'll just go with the 15 minutes, which is the max that'll let you cook at 450 degrees, and it'll come out crispy and delicious. Sometimes it's a little undercooked depending on the size of the steak. Sometimes it's a little overcooked if the steak is a little smaller. But this way, you just get the best steak every time. So it was just ramping down for that 55-minute browning stage. It's still in the browning stage, but you can hear the fan has turned back on. It goes up and down a little bit because it's trying to make sure it doesn't overdo it and it doesn't underdo it. 2 minutes left. And there we are, finally done. Let's see, our total cook time was exactly 1 hour. So it was a little over what the estimation was, but only slightly. And I'm happy with that, so let's pull it out and see how it looks. Looks pretty darn good to me. Go ahead and pull this probe out. Not a lot of moisture or fat lost in the process. Now let's cut it up and take a closer look. Oh baby, that's beautiful. One of the things that's nice is you don't have to let the steak rest after sous vide mode according to the manufacturer, although you can certainly do that if you wish. But This process is designed to allow for the fact that you want to let it rest a little bit. And just look at that. That is beautiful. Now for the ultimate test. Let's see how it tastes. Absolutely wonderful. Oh man, this is a great way to start the day. Add a little bit of this Wagyu steak tallow. This stuff just turns into butter practically. Fat, delicious butter. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. So now that it's been cooling for a moment, I've been eating this steak. I'm gonna go ahead and, I got already pulled the wire out. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this thing in the dishwasher and show you how easy it is to clean. Once I spray it out, it's cool enough to go in. I can handle it. It's right in the dishwasher. And since I've got two to wash, don't ever put the probe in the dishwasher. Go ahead and do both of them today. Load up the rest of my dishes here. Throw in my soap. And that's that. As a matter of fact, many times I just spray it out. That's about all it needs, and then I'll wipe it out with a paper towel. But I love that it's dishwasher safe. So if you're interested in picking up one of these babies, they're gonna be 25% off starting today, December 12th, going all the way through the end of the month, December 31st. This is 2023, in case you're seeing this video a lot further down the road. If you use my link, it does give a little support to me and the channel, so I appreciate that. Just wanted to give you guys a heads up so you can have the easiest way to make steaks right here in your own kitchen, the Dreo ChefMaker. That's it for this one, guys. I'll see you next time.
If we pay extra, could we maybe get some grease or fat?